90.9 KSLU. Welcome back to Local Static, guys. I am Steven, your host. I'm hanging out with Britton from Biscuit Hound and JC from Grand Baton. We've been talking about some of their influences. We're going to kind of get into what they're doing currently now. Y'all have a show coming up at Kate Street tomorrow, right?
Yeah, tomorrow night, Wednesday the 21st. Going to be starting about 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock
over there. And you've got some new members in Biscuit Hound now, right? Or people coming in to play at least?
Yeah, we have a new bassist, Nick Bio, who's been jamming with us, helping us out and having some fun, kind of putting a different twist on the music now. And a lot of people know we've had a lot of bassists over the last 2 years, and so it's kind of going in a cool route. And we also have a piano player, Ben Thomas, from another local band,
Better by Design.
Better by Design. Yeah. He's playing the keys with us on some of our songs. Yeah. And so Nick is actually also from Gethsemane, another Hammond band. Mm-hmm. And we'll have another guest, Ryan Church,
who actually used to run this show before I took it over.
He did.
So
that's right.
Y'all definitely are familiar with Ryan Church. He's going to be out there tomorrow night with Biscuit Hound playing. Tell me a little bit, because I definitely want to get over to Grand Baton here, their whole spin on it, but tell me a little bit about the CD that y'all released and where viewers or listeners can go check it out. The
CD we released, I think it was in 2009. Mm-hmm. It's called Meet You at the Riverbone. It's our full-length album. It's available at Music Express here in downtown Hammond. Okay. As well as on cdbaby.com. And we sell it at our shows, of course. It's one we recorded with Matt Whittle as our original bassist, and he did the album artwork. And
it's some crazy album artwork, too. I mean, I know you guys can't see it listening on the radio, but if you get a chance to look at it, it just looks like a fantastic, terrifying acid trip, and it's very fitting. I like it, and I don't mean offense by that.
Matt's a brilliant artist.
Yeah, it definitely looks cool.
We've dubbed him as, whether he's playing music with us or not, he's always going to be our artist. So.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he makes some cool looking album art. Most of the people you'll see, will be a blank CD with some Sharpie scribbled on it, and you guys got this crazy, it's like a swamp. It just looks cool. Whether you guys like the music or not, definitely go down to Music Express or wherever else and just look at the album artwork. It's cool stuff.
Yeah, we wanted to capture that, that drive, that familiar drive, and to New Orleans, on the high rise. Looking at the swamp, but kind of put a different perspective on it.
I might have to throw this up on our Facebook page just so listeners can check it out. But definitely, instead of just looking at it, go buy the CD, man. It's got 9 tracks on it.
9 tracks.
Yeah, and they're all awesome. We're going to be playing a little bit coming out of this break in a minute. But we're going to move on real quick to Grand Baton. Tell me a little bit, what's going on now and kind of your journey over here.
Oh, that's well. We started in the islands, so then going to Europe, and I'm a professional musician, so I actually moved to the United States not so long ago. It was all about this project. It was all about Grand Baton. It was all about bringing this music here, which I felt had more. At the beginning, I really had more. I thought I catch more interest from people in this country, and believe it or not. And so being a professional musician, I've been playing with a lot of different people, and mostly in the jazz scene, and people like Richard Bonner, for example, is a bass player who's been playing with Herbie Hancock and Pat Metheny, pretty well known. We've been touring all over the world several times, and I have had a chance to come to Louisiana the first time to play with an African singer called Chiwani. So that was at Festival International in Lafayette, and I was that was one of the best time. I mean, the festival is awesome first, but Louisiana was like something crazy to me, being in the United States and having this feeling like coming back home,
right?
Like getting much closer to the Caribbean, the culture, the people, the architecture, the food. Everything was there, and I really felt like home, and I really wanted to come back, and I really wanted to bring this project back. Yeah. But then the first time when I was in Louisiana, I met with Britton at the Blue Moon Saloon in Lafayette.
Oh, Lafayette.
Yeah, and we started talking and exchanging music, and the way musicians do, and building a friendship, and now trying to do things together makes totally sense, and you mentioned the band Gethsemane, right?
Gethsemane?
Yeah, who we played together last time at
May.
Yeah, at the Kate Street pub. So basically.
And I was actually there at that Chiwiniso show whenever I met him. It was before I met him, actually. First day I'd ever been to that festival. I remember walking out, it was the first band I heard, and just watching everybody dance and hearing the grooves, and just couldn't help but dance myself and just get into the music, and then notice who is this crazy guy on stage playing guitar, and later on met him, and very nice guy, and Yeah, I ended up actually playing a jam session at the Blue Moon with the different musicians from the local scene there, like people from, I don't know if you know the band The Givers, and Flafollet, and we had such a great time.
Yeah. That's something I was going to ask you guys about. Who are some of the other bands that y'all have played with, whether locally or wherever else?
Here in Hammond, we played with Gethsemane several times, and a guy named Peter Simone from Baton Rouge. He's a guy who moved to Spain, kind of got a lot of influence from like Spain's songwriters, and came back here and kind of has a really cool twist on folk music. And other bands, Better by Design, we played with them several times. And Lafayette, there was a band called Dude vs. Bra, but I think they've now become Vagabond Swing, who's a really great band. And that's all that's come to mind right now.
Right. And what about you? I know you mentioned earlier that you've toured all over the world. I mean, tell me about some of the bands you've played with and maybe some of the places you've been, because that's awesome to me.
Oh, wow. Well, I've been almost everywhere. Yeah. I would have a lot of stories to tell about that, because I've been to crazy places, even like, even Soweto.
I don't even know where that is. So
this is the ghetto in Johannesburg in South Africa. Uh-huh. It's probably the most dangerous place to be on earth. And part of the story was like in Europe, with a lot of people from the jazz scene, and all kind of fusion that we have there was, I said earlier, a lot of African music. But a lot of, like, for example, flamenco to, music from Spain, which is like for the guitar players, is like a totally different world. Yeah. And it's a whole technique that you can spend your whole life on. And it was basically the jazz scene, because you actually travel a lot with the jazz. Yeah. There's a lot of things you can do. And once I moved to New York City, it was it was about that too. There's a lot of jazz in New York City, and that's the music you can really travel with. There's a lot of jazz festivals all around the world.
Definitely.
I've been several times to Japan. The list is like too long.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I definitely want you guys to stick around. We're going to be coming back after this break. We're going to play a song real quick from Biscuit Hound. This is off of the album. And which one is this?
This is Mr. Blue Jay.
All right. Well, you guys are hearing it right here. Mr. Blue Jay on Southeastern Zone 90.9 KSLU Local Static.
Mr. Blue Jay, don't you cry. Full top hats collecting what we need, keep us alive. Box full of chocolates filled with dollar bills. I think we're gonna make it past the gate. Then one falls out and the other ones follow, moving too fast to catch what's gone. You look back without my knowing, but we're moving too fast. Oh, oh, oh. You know my name. You know my our travels to Mexico. Mr. Blue Jay loses touch. He dreams of mama, he dreams of home. Mama and Tacoma girls in the sun. Once we get there, we'll trade in our sweaters, fish all day and keep our cool. Lost all the money in one failed plan. Gotta find more kids and steal, steal, steal. You know my name. You know my name. You know my name. You know my name. Mr. Blue Jay just walks away. With broken wings and an empty top hat. Well, I've got my chocolate box to fill. I've got my chocolate box to fill.